Thank you. Please, sir. Welcome, Satish.
Okay, thank you, Marianne. Such a beautiful words. And also, I was very honored and delighted that in my book, which is releasing today, the introduction and foreword is by Marianne. And so, it is wonderful to sit here in front of more than 2,000 people from France talking about all these wonderful ideas. And what Marianne said and what we had with the earth meditation, our world, influenced by René Descartes, your great French philosopher, we have to say, au revoir, monsieur René Descartes. Goodbye, Mr. Descartes, Monsieur Descartes, because the Cartesian materialism says that nothing exists unless it can be measured. That's a kind of materialism, because measurement, meter, matter, come from the same root. Only matter exists, no spirit. Only words exist, no meaning, more or less. So now we need a new French Revolution. And you are the pioneers of that new French Revolution. We have gathered here to declare a time for a new French Revolution. The old French Revolution was based on human-centered, materialistic thinking. Your trinity of égalité, liberté, fraternité was a human-centered, anthropocentric trinity. Now, for a holistic revolution, we need a holistic trinity. So, my book, Ecological Spirituality, has a new trinity in it. And that new trinity is connecting ourselves with the soil, but also bringing ourselves into our inner world. The soil is the outer world, the earth is the outer world, but we are also earth. Our body is our earth. And this earth is alive with soul, with spirit, with imagination, with consciousness. These cannot be measured. And so, taking care of the soil, taking care of the soul, and then taking care of humanity. These three aspects have to come together. Many people say, I'm an environmentalist. I want to protect the birds, the elephants, the whale, want to clean the ocean. That's wonderful. Then other people will say, I want to just meditate, do my yoga, go to Plum Village, here to Thich Nhat Hanh. All that spirituality, nothing else. And then other people would say, I want to just establish social justice. I want to remove poverty, human exploitation, human rights. But these three things are not separate. Nature out there and nature here are not separate. We have believed that nature is only the beautiful rivers, the beautiful flowers, the beautiful trees, the great mountains, the enormous and wonderful oceans, the animals, nature. But we humans are superior to nature. We are above nature. We are the masters of nature. That's a kind of European dualistic, separational thinking. Now, in this book, I am saying that we are not separate from nature. We are not superior to nature. We are nature. The word nature comes from natura, natal, which means birth. Whatever is born is nature. Like a mother gives birth to a child, prenatal check, postnatal check. Natal and nature come from the same root. Whatever is born is nature. And nature is sacred. Life is sacred. Unless we identify ourselves with this unity of life and say we are nature, and therefore what we do to nature out there, we do to ourselves. We are humans. Again, another beautiful word, humans. Where does human word come from? Like nature comes from birth, everything what is born is nature. Human word comes from humus. And humus means soil. Actually, culture in English, word culture also means soil originally. This is why we call agriculture. Agriculture, agreement with culture. Agreement is in harmony with soil. That's why it's called agriculture. So humus means soil. So we human beings are literally soil beings. And therefore, even if you are living in Paris or London or New York or Tokyo, I think we need to reconnect with this soil. We can have garden in the roof, on the roof. We can have a hanging garden on the wall. We can, wherever you find empty space, have a little garden. Connect with the plants. Connect with the trees. Because you are plant. You are trees. You are earth, air, fire, water. The tree is made of the same elements as the humans are made. We cannot separate ourselves. This separation, this dualism, this Cartesian dualism of mind and matter separate, is the cause of our environmental crisis, our spiritual crisis, our social crisis. So if we want to create a new French Revolution, then it has to be a revolution based on the unity of life and not the separation of life. Because when you separate nature from humans, then you can say, I'm superior to nature, I can exploit nature. I can use nature for my purpose because human beings are superior. So all the rest of the species of nature, animals, forests, rivers, mountains, oceans, they're all for human use. So this new revolution is based on deep ecology, spiritual ecology, where we say nature has intrinsic value. Every living being has intrinsic value. Human beings are not superior, not very special. We are one among millions of other species. When we realize that, that is a kind of soul quality, that humility, that love. This new revolution is a revolution of love. Because the old revolution was revolution for self-preservation and self-success. The new revolution is relationship. Not separation of the self, but the relationship. And relationship comes out of love. There is no other way to have relationship without love. And love is magical. Love is all. I'm going to do a workshop at Schumacher College in February. And please come if you want to come, if you can come. On love is all. This is love revolution. So we have to take care of ourselves and cultivate our trust. And this is the conference, subject of this conference is to cultivate trust. That trust is a soul quality, which means you have to trust yourself. We don't trust ourselves. We don't love ourselves. If we don't love ourselves, how are we going to love the world? How are you going to love the earth? Because you are the earth. You are a microcosm of macrocosm. The entire universe, the entire earth is encapsulated in your little body. And therefore, loving yourself is not selfish. If I love myself, I love Olivier, I love you, I love you, I love my beloved wife June, I love everybody. We love ourselves and we love everybody. The selfishness will be, or egotistic love will be, if I say I love myself more than I love you. And I want you to love me. No, that's not love. I want you to love me is not love. When you want to get married, what are you looking for? People say, I'm looking for somebody to love me. I say to them, you are not going to find a good partner. You are not going to find a good wife, good fiancé, if you are looking for somebody to love you. That's selfish. That's ego. But when you say, I'm looking for someone to love, if I'm looking someone to love and somebody looking for me to love, then that's a love. That's a relationship. I am looking for someone to love. Not love me, I want to love. That is a soul quality. So you love someone, but you cannot love someone you do not love yourself. You are good. Recognize your special quality. You are a divine being. You are not an ordinary being. You are a divine being. You are a spiritual being. A Buddha is inside your heart. A Jesus Christ is in your heart. You are a great being. There is no one other than you, like you. Each and every human being is special. You are an artist. You are a poet. You are a spiritual being. The moment we realize that, that is the strength that we can cultivate. That's a trust in ourselves. I walked around the world, as in the beginning we talked about, walking without money, 8,000 miles. What was my wealth? What made me walk around the world for 2.5 years without any money in my pocket? What was it? That love, that trust in myself, trust in every human being, whether you are a Muslim or a Christian or a Buddhist or a Russian or an American, you are a communist, you are a capitalist, you are a poor, you are rich, I do not care. I see you only as a human being and I love you. And because I love you, I trust you. I went through Afghanistan, through Iran, through Russia, through Europe, through America, through Japan. No money, just walking with 2 feet, 2 legs. We think in our world today, we live as if we have no legs. Everywhere we go, by car, by train, by bus, by plane, we don't walk. I walked and realized I could trust my legs. Start trusting your legs. Start trusting your hands. Start trusting yourself. And then trust everyone. Even somebody who has done harm to you, trust that person. If you live in fear, you cannot love anyone. Today, in this conference of trust, we say, we will drop the fear. We will drop the guilt. In Europe, lots of people suffer from guilt. If you suffer from guilt, you cannot love. You cannot trust. Drop the guilt, drop the fear, trust yourself, trust the world. Then you can have a new revolution. New revolution will not start with arms. New revolution is not start by occupying Palace Élysée. New revolution will not start by creating a new army and new police. New revolution will start by changing our consciousness, changing our mindset, changing our worldview, the worldview of separation. The new old paradigm of separation has to be replaced by the new paradigm of relationship, of connectedness. Only connect. We are all related. We are all connected. in our meditation, we do this mandala, mudra, this mandala. All living beings are connected as the thumb is connected with the index finger. So when you meditate, make this mudra, this gesture, and connect thumb and index finger and say, we are all connected, we are all related, we trust everyone, we love everyone, even those who are in prison, those who have committed crime, those who are doing harm. They are doing it because they have not been loved. And when you love them, their crime will disappear. Prisons have been there for centuries. Crimes have not gone away. So, people call me that I'm too idealistic. But I say to people, tell me what the realists have done. What have they achieved? Realists put people in prisons. Realists go to war. Realists have created global warming. Realists have created climate change. Realists have polluted oceans. All these highly educated people from big, big universities are destroying the world. So now the time to say goodbye to realists and embrace their idealism. And so, the message of soil, soul, and society, the spiritual ecology, is to come back to some high ideals of life. And when you have a high ideal of life, then you can be happy. At the moment, the Cartesian, the industrial, the materialistic, the dualistic lifestyle and philosophy and politics and economics is leading to stress, disease, unhappiness. People are working, 8 hours a day. I say to people, if you want to be happy, slow down. If you are working 5 days a week, start to negotiate with your company and organization. Can I work 3 days a week? Let's make 3 days a week. In France, you have a shorter week than in England. I think you have a 35-hour week. I would like to make France 20-hour a week. And say to Mr. Macron that you are so obsessed with economic growth. But in economic growth, there is no growth in well-being. There is no growth in happiness. Take the example of Bhutan. In Bhutan, they are saying, we are not interested in GDP. We are interested in G and H. Gross national happiness. Not GNP or GDP, but G and H. Gross national happiness. Measure your happiness. Measure your health. That's more important. Not how many cars you have, how many houses you have, how many computers you have, how many clothes in your wardrobe, how many shoes in your wardrobe. Those are okay. They are not going to make you happy. How much time do you have? How much time do you have for write poetry, to sing songs, to walk in the garden, to look after your baby child? Marion has a beautiful child, 1.5-year-old. Beautiful child, she's looking after. Time for friends, time for yourself. That's more important than work. This work industrial society has created for us is destroying our creativity, our imagination, our spirituality, our happiness, our joy, our friendship, our relationship, our family life. So much destruction. Just we are building roads, motorways, airports, high-speed railways, TGV, all that is fine. But what about humanity? What about the soil? What about forests? What about our rivers? What about our oceans? What about human life? If these basics are gone, then all this industrialism, economy, business, marketing, consumerism, politics, all these are of no use. All these economy, technology, science, business, politics, media, all these things are just icing on the cake. The real cake is earth, air, fire, water, human life, your happiness. So protect the cake and not the icing. But at the moment, our society is eating icing, 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 and not eating the cake. If you eat too much icing, you will be ill. No wonder our modern society is so ill and so unwell. And so the message, I can go on speaking to you, and I'm delighted that you have invited me to speak here, and I'm going to be in France for 1 week traveling, and I have got 2 books here. You can buy my books, and I'll be very happy to give autograph afterwards. But I think we all, and it's a great hope. I want to leave you this talk by sowing the seeds of hope. This industrial, dualistic society, this materialistic society has been built by humans. Only last 300-400 years old. Not very long time. In the geological time scale, this is a very small time scale. This was built by humans. This can be changed by humans. We can change it. We are more powerful than this industrial, consumerist, materialist society that we have created. You are more powerful. Regain your power. And let us commit step by step, day by day, week by week, we will change the society. This is our journey, which we started today. Thank you very much. Thank you, 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 thank you. Merci beaucoup, merci beaucoup. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Rock and roll!